Hey, what's up everyone? This is Juan Pablo from 100% Finance at 100%finance.com. Just checking in with you guys to talk about a conversation I had with a good friend of mine in New York. He called me yesterday it was. Yeah, I was at Einstein Bagels or whatever, Einstein Brothers, eating a bagel. Really good, by the way. Just sending a shout out to them. But he was discussing about how to pull money off a credit card, he wanted to use it for trading. He's a day trader. And I don't knock stocks. I used to at first, but if you understand the business, because it's all about, to me, and again, it's my opinion, it's all about speculation, which is similar to gambling. Buy low with the hopes of selling high, depending on what the market will do. But I'm not knocking it. If you understand the market, if you understand certain companies and you want to do it, by all means do it. Because right now I'm considering doing a couple flips, and I've always been a buy and hold investor. Because I hold 30 rental units, and I'm thinking about doing some flips just to get the capital gains and use that to clean up my personal credit a little bit and to buy some more multifamily properties. Just for fun. Just to try something new. But back to the story. So he was inquiring about how he can pull money off credit cards. And before he told me he was doing this for the purpose of day trading, I was telling him, well, you shouldn't do this from your personal credit card, because if you're trying to qualify for a mortgage and they see that you're utilizing a lot of debt, your debt to credit ratio should be no more than 30%. If you're applying for business credit for mortgages, you don't want your debt to income ratio to be over I guess the back end, I think the exact ratio is 43%, something like that. So if he's maxing out his credit cards, I wouldn't advise him doing that to come up with down payment funds for an investment property. So he brought to my attention he's using it for stocks. So he doesn't care about qualifying for a mortgage, because he's going to buy some stocks for cheap, and then he's going to trade them for a higher price, and cash them out, and then pay off his credit cards, which I think is a great strategy, because it's not all about, I said this in my seminar, it's not all about debt freedom, but it's about using debt to buy your freedom. So if he wants to get some more capital from day trading, and he wants to use that to acquire passive income through income producing assets like rental properties, then by all means, I support you, Sean. But so he inquired about how he can do it. So I'm going to share with you how you can do it. There's a company that I work with, that I use. Every company that I recommend, I am an affiliate for most of them. So I do receive a commission, just as a side note. But I share this information with you, so if you happen to want to use the company, just go through me. But I'll tell you the information pretty much for free. But back to what I was saying. So I mentioned to him, sure, the company that I work with, here's a form to fill out, email it to her, and she'll get back with you in regard to receiving that credit card processor. So you do have to have a business. So if you don't have a business, an LLC or whatever, you got to have an entity to be able to get a credit card processor, which is basically what I think I have in my bag. Let me see. Again, all this stuff is live, so it's not really, scripted or rehearsed, or I like to keep it, natural, It's like having a conversation. Well, it's not in there. Let's see where it's at. I don't seem to have it. I'm like emptying all this trash out. Well, anyway, it's a processor that you put on your smartphone, right? Like through the earphone jack. Some of you might be familiar with it with Square. But the only downside to using Square and PayPal and Intuit is that they have limits to how much you can pull off. So if you're trying to pull off thousands of dollars in a short period of time, they will freeze your account, which happened to me. And freezing it so you can't have access to those funds, which is not good if you have a closing in a couple of days, So I recommend this one company because they allow you to get big transactions at a time, and you can pull the money out the cars quicker if you need it immediately, like for closings. And so I gave him the information, and he's applying for it now. So basically, you'll swipe it and you'll get the cash. But again, I suggest that you do have a registered business, more than one, 2 cards. Oh, here it is. Found it. This is the processor right here. And this is my smartphone. And you just put it in there like that. You get the card. These are my credit cards, by the way. This thick stack. And you just swipe them in there, just like that. But there's more to it. Obviously, I just gave you the shortcut version. But if you want to use it for real estate, you have to subscribe to my website, 100%finance.com, and check out the ebook. The ebook explains the ins and outs of what you should say to this credit card processor so that you can get those big limits and be approved. So if you have any questions, just email me or just subscribe to the website at 100%finance.com. That's 100%finance with a D at the end.com. Hey, I wish you guys the best, much prosperity and love to you all. To your success, I'm out.